What's going on, people of the internet? Hyper Chaotic here with a K double R, and welcome back or welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel. Now, today's video is a long overdue rant about 2020 or 20x YouTube alternative articles. Now, it's been a minute for me to actually get around to making this because I've been occupied with some other side projects, life, and my urge to really rant about this topic today has since went down a couple of years ago, ever since I eventually found what I was looking for. But because these types of articles continue to be a problem for those out there who actually want a YouTube alternative, I decided to take a quick stab at them. And you already know that these freaking article writers are already getting their articles ready for 2025. Now, if for some reason you clicked on this video and you don't know what I'm talking about. Now, when I say 2020X or 20X, X is a placement for the specific year because these types of articles are published every single year with the same listings in the same order. Copy and pasted, regurgitated throughout the year, every single year, by many various different article companies and websites. And for those out there, just like me, who have been looking for YouTube alternatives, these articles have been a real pain in our asses. Because, again, they just keep listing the exact same fucking thing. And every year, they regurgitate it. It seems like there's no real listings out there for YouTube alternatives. And I sometimes wonder if the people who write these articles even know what people mean when they say in a search bar that they want a YouTube alternative platform. Now, really quickly, let's just go over that. When people say they want a YouTube alternative platform, what exactly is it that they mean? Take a guess. Chances are, if you out there want a YouTube alternative platform, or if you're taking a guess at what a YouTube alternative platform would be, I'm willing to bet that in your head, you're thinking of a video platform similar to YouTube in UI and just general mechanics of how, the website functions, that contains free user-generated content. And those are the two things that we really got to highlight the most and emphasize on. Free and user-generated. So I would imagine it would be no surprise to you if I was to say that websites like Netflix, TED-Ed, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and Nebula are not YouTube alternatives. Well, depending on how you define YouTube alternative. Now, as I just went over for the average person, for people who are actually looking up YouTube alternatives, by that context, by what we mean a literal video platform that we can use alternatively to YouTube, but it's just like YouTube because you still want to use something like YouTube. Whereas the writers of these articles, they hear YouTube alternative and they just think, oh, video platform, there you go, done. Netflix, TED-Ed, Nebula. Like, no, that's not what people mean. Now, technically speaking, if we're just talking about alternative video platforms just to consume content, just to be a viewer on, then technically speaking, technically correct, the best kind of correct, technically speaking, yes, these would be alternatives to YouTube, just in the general sense of a video platform that provides content to be consumed. But again, that's not what the average person is going to mean when they say a YouTube alternative. Those are video platform alternatives to YouTube, but that's not a YouTube alternative. You want a user-generated alternative video platform where you the person, the user who just signed up, can broadcast yourself. You know, the old YouTube slogan, broadcast yourself. You want a website that any random schmuck like you and I can upload to. I'm not sure if the writers of these articles know this or if they purposefully choose to act fucking stupid. And although, as I just stated, depending on how you look at it and how you define a YouTube alternative, although these options do count as far as a video platform with content to consume goes, but that's not what people want. And genuinely, I mean this genuinely, I don't know who the hell are the people who write these articles, but I hope somebody kicks you in the fucking dick the next time you try to publish another one of those next year. I hope you get fired from your job and blacklisted from this industry. I hope you're picking an apple core out of the fucking trash can, with that being your only meal for the day. If your only job is to regurgitate the same bullshit answers over and over and over again, or God forbid ever spread misinformation, you deserve to be let go from this industry and never let back in again. Because I cannot stand you assholes who literally copy from each other just to post the same fucking answers over and over and over again. How hard is it to list a list of websites, a list of platforms that actually are alternatives to YouTube, as in YouTube alternatives, as in a free user-generated video platform? Because there are some out there. They do exist. And there's almost enough to complete a full top 10 list. But instead, you include random bullshit like TED-Ed, Amazon Prime, and fucking Nebula. Now, really quickly though, I can already see somebody making the argument that, well, even by the context I went over with what the average person wants, Nebula technically does count as a user-generated alternative. And some people may be wondering what's wrong with Nebula, or what the hell is Nebula? Which I would be surprised if somebody doesn't know what Nebula is now, because so many YouTubers have been sponsored by them or promote them because they're one of the creators on Nebula. But at the same time, this does really depend on the type of content you watch. Now, for those of you who don't know what the hell Nebula is, by the way, I'm not a content creator on there. I am not a sponsor, not a promotion, literally just describing it. But Nebula is supposed to be this alternative to YouTube for content creators that make more informal, educational, and thought-provoking content. Think of news channels, video essays, history channels, documentary channels. It don't matter if they're making a legitimate documentary, like a geological, political, maybe it's one on the internet, it doesn't matter. But point being, that's typically the type of content that Nebula is going to have. It's essentially meant to be a safe space for that type of content so it doesn't get censored or suppressed like it does when it's on YouTube. Say you're a history content creator. You want to do a video on how the Nazis to power. Well, you can't say the word Nazi. That's going to suppress your video in the algorithm. So those content creators, if they're hit up by Nebula, will be asked to upload those videos to Nebula. And consumers will sign up, though you have to pay, so they can actually watch that content and support that type of content and those creators. And of course, you can still look around on it like you can on YouTube. You don't have to pay individually a video or donate to a specific creator like it's Patreon. And look, I have absolutely nothing against Nebula. Hell, I haven't even used said service yet, because typically I just wait for those videos to eventually come onto YouTube, if they ever do, because they do sometimes eventually come onto YouTube. But I don't really have anything against Nebula. And by another technicality, they would count as a YouTube alternative. But again, chances are If you're looking up a YouTube an alternative, you want one that's free with user generated content that any random schmuck, anybody, any person, anybody like you and I could just upload to and start publishing there right now. And Nebula is not one of those platforms. Because not only does it depend on the type of content, whether or not you can end up on Nebula, but you have to already have the big views and the big bucks. If you haven't already made a name for yourself, you're not getting on Nebula. And I'm willing to bet that if you're desperately looking for a YouTube alternative, you're a small content creator yourself, or you want to be a content creator, but you're tired of YouTube's bullshit, which is why you want another YouTube-like platform. And trust me, I know y'all, I'm tired of their shit too. Which is why I decided to even make this video in the first place, just to finally get this off of my chest, and so others out there going through the same thing can understand that they're not alone. Plus, as an additional bonus, I'm actually going to give you a top 8 list of YouTube alternatives that you can visit right now. And unlike these sorry ass article writers, I'm not going to bullshit you and give you some fucking listing examples like TED Ed. TED Ed? Like, seriously, who fucking comes up with this shit? But really quickly, though, to finish up on my thought, yeah, to those people out there who literally publish these articles doing this crap, go fuck yourself. I really do hope you lose your job. No, I'm not going to regret saying that. No, I'm not going to feel bad for you when it actually fucking happens. You're a fucking jackass. You're producing slop for no other reason other than for pay. And if all you're going to do is produce slop that brings nobody any sort of value whatsoever, then my God, you shouldn't even have that fucking job. Now, without further ado, just as a little gift for those of you who actually made it all the way to this point in the video, which thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave a like and a comment if you did enjoy, or a dislike and a comment telling me why. But just let it be known when I get into this list, I'm not going to get into any further details. If you want to understand these websites a little bit more, you got to check them out for yourself, because I only understand some of them. And for the few that I did try out, I really did a whole video talking about them, and it didn't do well. So yeah, I'm not going to do it in this video or make another video talking about these alternatives when people weren't interested in me talking about these alternatives. So if you really want to know more about these websites yourself, go try them out, or just go do some research about them. I'll leave links to them in the description down below for you. Damn near all of these platforms that I'm about to list are all very much YouTube-like. Once again, in no particular order. Some you can be monetized on, others you can't. And although I would say most of the alternative platforms that I have tried are decent, only one of them is a true competitor to YouTube right now as we speak. I'll explain a little bit as to why when we get to that one. But first, let's go over my top 8 list of YouTube alternative platforms. Why only 8? Because I couldn't find 2 more. Well, actually, there is one other one that I could have mentioned, which I'll consider it an honorable mention and mention it right now, Vimeo. But apparently, creators, I think, have to pay to upload there. And it's really a platform for those who like to do bigger, more serious projects in film and animation. And I guess it's kind of used as a place for people who do that stuff to really make their work public and see if they can get hired by a director, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know too much about that. That's really something I heard on the side. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comment section down below. But that's basically our honorable mention. It could have been added to the list, but for reasons of how the platform is and I guess its general targeted demographic, I'm not including it. Now, without further ado, number 8 would be Dailymotion. This one's been around for quite a long time, almost practically as long as YouTube. For some reason, it never really grew too much, but nonetheless, it is an alternative that exist. I gotta be honest, most of the alternatives that I'm going to mention have been around for quite a few years. So I'm genuinely surprised how people have never heard of any of these. Number 7 would be DTube. This one so far is probably the most YouTube-like that for somebody who's probably never been on YouTube before, if you were to show them DTube, they would most likely think it's YouTube. Number 6, VEOH. VEOH, if my memory is correct. After it, me correct it if I'm wrong. Number 5, Player with a U. Previously known as Utreon. Now, this one was originally supposed to be a YouTube alternative, Patreon alternative hybrid before YouTube memberships was a thing. And yes, that's actually its name, Player with a U. It still has an E. I think they use after the E or before the E. I can't remember, but they call it Player. Really stupid name. They should have just stuck with Patreon. I mean, not Patreon, Utreon, sorry. But then again, maybe that's why they changed it. They probably changed it because they got tired of people confusing them with Patreon. It's still, Utreon is still a better name than fucking Player. I'm not gonna lie, when I tried to look up this website again, and I just got the name Player, I thought it was just a media player. I'm just looking at Google thinking, I don't want software. I want a YouTube alternative video platform. But nope, Google was right. It was the website. They just changed their name to something fucking stupid. Number 4, Odyssey.com. Number 3, BitChute.com. And number 2, Rumble.com. Now, for these 3, I actually use. Sometimes as a viewer, mostly as a content creator. Shout out to those watching on those platforms. All 3 of them are pretty decent, but between the 3, Rumble's the only one where you can actually be monetized on. And unlike YouTube, you don't need to meet no requirements. You can literally sign up right now, start publishing, and make money off of your content. Though I must say, though, for these 3 platforms, there's no algorithm like on YouTube whatsoever. How do people find your videos? On the homepage, search results if related to what they're looking up, or exploring the categories. Basically, if you're going to be a viewer on that platform, don't be fucking lazy. There's nothing there to serve you videos on a silver platter. There are no algorithm butlers here. And crazy thing, when it comes to BitChute.com, I'm doing better on that platform, a platform with no algorithm, versus here on YouTube, a platform with an algorithm that should have no problem recommending my videos to people who might be interested or never knew they would be interested. And yet I get more views here. When I actually, I say here, if you're watching on BitChute, then it's here. If you're not, then there. But yeah, nonetheless, I actually get more views on BitChute, which is funny because I have way less subscribers on BitChute than I do here on YouTube. But those motherfuckers don't watch for shit. I generally don't understand why you people even subscribe to me. I have way less subscribers on BitChute, but I get way more views. To the BitChute audience, I appreciate it. Fucking thank you. I really appreciate you guys. To the YouTube audience, why are you here? Why are you here? I mean, I know why you're here on this video, but why did you subscribe to me? Just do yourself a favor and unsubscribe. If you're not interested, that's fine. Save your subscription for somebody you actually like. Yeah, so trust me, if you're a smaller content creator or if you want to start being a content creator, I really recommend giving those 3 platforms a try, particularly BitChute or Rumble more than anything. If you want to know why, literally check out my video just talking about those platforms and my personal experience with them, and you'll know why. I'm not wasting my breath here. And our number 1 selection, and forgive me people, you're going to hate me for even mentioning this platform, but it is a YouTube alternative. Not completely YouTube-like, but it is a YouTube alternative free video platform with user-generated content that any random schmuck like you and I can sign up and publish to. You can be monetized on this platform. I personally don't like this platform anymore, but I will say it's very easy to get views on it, that even I was able to get views. And out of all the alternatives, only this one is a true competitor to YouTube because it's the only one giving YouTube a run for its money. Otherwise, YouTube wouldn't be copying them with YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I already gave it away there, didn't I? It's fucking TikTok.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, in case you're wondering why TikTok is number one here, why it's the only true competitor to YouTube, well, short answer, the algorithm's stronger. Anybody can be noticed. Like, literally, anybody can be noticed. Whether or not you grow is another discussion in of itself, but you can. And you will be noticed. There is no uploading to TikTok and only getting 0 views. That almost never happens on that platform. Whereas on YouTube, you're going to be getting 0 views for a long time before you ever get a view. And lastly, it got so big because people went over there and supported new, fresh content creators. They didn't fucking cry on YouTube and beg and plead their favorite creators to go over to TikTok. No, they went and found new content creators to like, and eventually they came over here to make long-form videos. Or to preserve their content because they want to get away from the TikTok censorship. Yes, you did hear that correctly, censorship. The censorship on that platform is way worse than YouTube. Which I know some people are going to be dumbfounded by that because YouTube censorship is fucking bad. But if you think YouTube censorship is bad, and it is, TikTok's is way worse. They'll never censor your views, but you will get plenty of bans and suspensions for no reason. Literally, no reason. They don't even tell you what rule you broke. Just, oh, you broke community guidelines. And you're just sitting there like, what did I do? What did I do? So when you have TikTokers, and sometimes the most family-friendly TikTokers, trying to get sanctuary on YouTube from censorship, that's how you know that shit is bad. Again, they're not gonna keep you from getting any views, but they could suppress you from getting more views, or just outright delete your shit. But you will be noticed. Longer answer, see my video talking about why so many people like TikTok. I'm not going over it again. Yep, and that's about it. Finally, I can get this video off of my chest. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below about these bullshit-ass YouTube alternative articles. And if you've tried any of these alternative platforms, tell me what you think about them. How's your personal experience with them? Once again, I will link all those websites in the description down below if you want to check them out for yourself and just see how they are, see if you're going to make the switch. And of course, those recommended videos. If you want to hear from me talk about BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey more, or hear from me why TikTok is so big and so loved by many and used more than YouTube, those videos will be linked in the description down below. One last time, leave a like if you've enjoyed. If not, leave a dislike and a comment telling me why, because any interaction is good interaction for my channel and the algorithm, and any criticism can help me get better. If you're on BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, subscribe to add a little dose of chaos in your life. If you're on YouTube, don't fucking bother. The subscription button does not work here. Don't fucking bother. Don't waste your time. This is why I ask, why the fuck do people subscribe to me? You know notifications don't fucking work with my channel, right? I mean, if you still want to subscribe because it'll be easier to check up on my channel manually through your subscriptions tab, fine, fair enough. But trust me, you're wasting your fucking time with a subscription. You want to support me? You want to help boost this video? Leave a like and a comment. Subscriptions literally don't do jack shit for me. They're going to be useless for you too, unfortunately. It's supposed to be a borderline notification system, but you won't be notified of me uploading. So don't waste it. Don't waste your time on a subscription. One last time, that only applies to YouTube. BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, subscribe. YouTube, don't fucking bother. HK out. Have a good one. Oh shit, that's right. I probably almost forgot to address this part. Yeah, never mind the get up. I just take my identity privacy on the internet serious. I would say the A word, but I seem to always struggle saying the word and you know what I mean. Laugh at me in the comment section if you want. I don't care. I don't know why I struggle with that word.